Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of Animetalkradio. We are your hosts,
Josh,
Cameron,
Forrest,
and Ed, here on another one. We're missing one of us, who was Eric, who is not here with us this episode, but he'll be here with us in the future. So, the first episode, we kind of went a little bit into how, some of the shows we liked and some like film and animated film and stuff like that, and to show a little bit of where we're coming from. And from here on, we're gonna go and look, and we're gonna see some new stuff. We're gonna talk about shows in the season, shows possibly coming up, things we're excited for, things that we want to see, and all this other stuff pertaining to the medium that is anime. So to start us off, we are gonna go and see any new news and stuff like that, and talk about that, and see how that's gonna be and all that stuff. So take it away, Mr. Forrest, with the news.
No. Anyway, so in the news, cool things coming out. Kill la Kill video game. So hyped for it. But it's going to be a fighting game. And a lot of people are kind of mad because they're saying that the people who did Dragon Ball Z, the fighting game, were
Which
supposed
one?
to do it. The newest one.
what is that?
Oh,
I thought that was
it's Ultimate Fighter Z.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they were supposed to be the ones doing it, or that's what it's named under, but they are the producers. So a lot of people are kind of mad at that, but they're using their normal studio who did the Little Witch Academia is actually the ones who's going to be making it, so it's the same in-game studio.
Huh.
Wait, so the ones who made that game.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're going to have those same people, but yeah, they didn't really say that out loud. But
So
Understandable.
so they just have the other company's name, pretty much put the idea forward, and they're the ones providing the money, but they're not the ones that actually develop any part of this game whatsoever.
that's what I've read so far.
So just publishing it?
Yes, they're just
they're
publishing it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I mean that makes sense in a sense, but that does kind of suck, because that's good. I heard the new Dragon Ball Z game is pretty good
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
itself. So okay.
But the studio who's producing it, or that is doing it, is A Plus Games.
All right. Cool beans.
And 2019 is when they're going
Shit,
to announce or come out, I guess. They're going to show more at AX.
oh,
Nice.
Like gameplay and everything, or just
That's what it sounds like.
that's pretty sweet.
It'll be at the panel.
I'm pretty hyped now.
nice.
So next off, Saga Tanya the Evil writer is making a new one. And it is called, where is it here? Treason Agency.
Oh, very nice.
Subtitled The Queen of the Opera.
It's a glorious name. I
Right.
mean,
But it looks almost like Tanya. It's got like the same art style,
Same.
obviously. And it looks like I can't tell if it's the same period. There's not really much on it.
She looks older. Is that just me?
I don't know that that's
no,
Tanya
it's not.
though.
It's not Tanya.
No.
It's a completely separate manga.
Yeah. So I'm unsure when that's supposed to even come out, or if it is out right now. It looks good.
It does. I'm excited. I mean, Saga Tanya was absolutely amazing. So
It was so good.
so-
It was so good.
So I mean, to have anything else by the writer, who is where is his name? Who is Carlo Zen, will be absolutely amazing. It'd be interesting to see how his writing style also like converts or transfers into a manga format, because it is different. So it'll be interesting to see that. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that.
That's dope.
The main character looks pretty cool.
Yep.
True.
And number 3 is a tragic tale of a Japanese man who just wants a 3-minute longer lunch. So he's been doing this for 26 times in 7 months. And
Oh boy.
So that adds up to
Yikes.
78 minutes.
Jesus.
And they're going to basically fine him for a half a day's pay. And they actually went up on television, bowed, and apologized to the public for what this man did.
Oh.
Get bodied.
Oh.
Oh man.
What does he do?
I don't know.
Is he like
He's
public service,
He's
or is
just
he
an,
just?
he's
He's
just
just,
a
he's just a man.
works in an office.
It doesn't matter. It's 3
terrifying.
minutes.
McDonald's employee.
I have taken a 70-minute longer break in one day.
Yeah,
This man's
yeah,
done it
yeah.
over like 20 months. Like, that's crazy.
Man. Well, I think it's just, I mean, obviously the social constructs
Well,
that they have.
a bill just passed in Japan. This is also what they were covering. Was they cannot have more than 100 hours of overtime in a month.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
What the fuck?
'Cause
I mean, for those of
people
you
are dying
listening,
over
we're not losing our minds over the fact that they can't be paid overtime past. They're losing their minds over that because like 100 hours a month, like that's like 30. No, it's like
it's
20. Well, I'm a dipshit. It's 25 hours a week, but like 25 hours of overtime a week, like
What is
hot
that?
damn, why the
So-
fuck?
So you would be working like what, like 60, probably 60 something.
It'd be 85 hours a week.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
No, sorry, 65,
it'd be
65 hours a week.
But still, 65 hours a week is absolutely. Well, but,
That sounds like what
but we're
Cameron
Americans.
works.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
they finally passed the bill because people are dying over there working
Oh, yeah.
like 100 hours a fucking week over. So 100 hours just in a month,
It's like the type of place I'm gonna go sleep at the office. So as soon as I wake up,
No, they live there. They
Yeah,
have
they-
showers.
I'm sure it's a bunch of people in Japan like super stoked on this right now, and us over here we're just like, holy dog shit, that's inhumane.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, good lord.
So next up is a new Netflix series. I'm not sure if it's a movie or if it's supposed to be just like a show called Flavors of Youth.
It looks so good.
It's going to be on August 4th, 2018. So just
It-
right away.
It is a anthology film, actually. So it's 3 short films that are comprised into one.
That animation budget though.
Well,
It's
obviously.
by the same guys who created Your Name. So it's obviously going to look pretty as shit.
It's gonna look absolutely gorgeous, is what it's gonna look.
So it sounds like the setting's actually in China.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it'll be in Chinese cities. 3 stories. I'll give you the English titles. Sunny Breakfast, A Small Fashion Show, and Shanghai Love.
Yeah.
And the theme of these stories will be food, clothing, and shelter.
Worth it.
So
So that last one about that's really different.
I like because
I don't know. It's gonna sound depressing to me.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting combination of the two. Like I don't feel like it's gonna go like full Makoto Shinkai, which obviously he's not the one that's actually making it. But I don't think it's gonna go like how Garden of Words or 5 centimeters a second is, where it just absolutely decimates you in a feeling standpoint. But I do feel like it'll touch upon it a bit. You see a bit of the drama and stuff there. But it's cool that that studio's doing all this stuff to kind of give this out to the public.
And it's by Netflix too. And Netflix has been actually putting out some really good stuff. Not gonna lie, I haven't seen like the last 3 Netflix shows, but the ones that I have seen have
Yeah, me
been
neither.
just amazing.
Yeah, I like.
I've been meaning to. It's just, I mean, Netflix has been doing a lot of shows with Production IG lately as well. I think Be the Beginning is by Production IG, and probably a couple others. I don't really remember. Which I love as an animation studio, which is cool that they're doing that and being able to see Production IG shows on Netflix and a whole bunch of other shows like this one, for instance.
Oh yeah. And the last one, the most spiciest one of all, is the Uma Musume. You cannot lewd their horses.
Yes, you can.
You could totally lewd the horses.
That's what I said.
100%.
Hey, you're making an anime. We all know what we're like. I know what you guys are like, at least.
You don't know what I'm like.
You don't know what we like,
anything about
Forrest.
me, Forrest.
Okay, you might be right there. But, yeah, they're just like, well, we don't want you to do any bad representation because it's, they don't want to harm the horses, I guess. Or I guess
they
the
don't. They
owners.
don't. Yeah. So they don't want. They don't want it to have some adverse effect on the actual owners of the actual horses
Never
that
even-
That they're
the
based
characters
on.
are named off of. But honestly, though, like if you think about it, like okay, so there's someone that. Wait, Special Week died. Okay, let's
Yes,
use
yes,
a let's
yes.
use a different one.
That's the
So
person.
Silent Suzuka, right? In what way would the owner of that horse actually like lose income or lose face, if you will, if Silent Suzuka was just in a lewd fashion?
See.
I mean, because not only the only thing they share is a name.
Well, they
like-
also have the same hairstyle, I guess.
Well, I guess it's true, but
Because
it's
that's
like
the only thing that they're going off of. Because they're
Yeah.
afraid of doing that they're gonna ruin their reputation. But to me, like, if I
How?
saw that in a horse race, like if I was there, I'd bet on it just because
Be like,
because you
I
saw
know
that
know
shit
that
lewd.
I
You
know
saw that
this
shit lewd.
horse.
You're like,
yeah.
I know
Well,
what you like
I'm
in the
just
sheets.
imagine like the 7-year-old man. He's like, I want to look up who won this race and say like, whatever horse like vodka won the race or something like that. Oh, I'm gonna look up this horse and see what else the other races. And he looks up and it's just a ton of hentai.
Well, I
That'd
mean-
be pretty great. He's like, what did I get myself into?
you're welcome.
this is a whole new world for that man.
But,
Exactly. I mean, so yeah. I mean, that's
see, I can like they're also saying that they don't want to because they want to make this a franchise. So obviously
Yes.
they're also coming out with a game. It looks like a gotcha game, of course.
But
there
the
goes all
Bless.
my money. I'm sorry,
Bless.
but like even if I saw the lewds, it's not gonna make any difference if I buy it because I saw the lewd or not. It's what your fan base is used to. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like at a certain point, once, and I mean, in the anime community, we kind of see it, but I mean, the very moment you like use your Japanizing beam on something, you instantly know that the Dojin community, the fan art community, is going to go ham on it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to take examples, we can look at something like the Fate series, where you have characters that are based on historical figures, and obviously we know the gigantic Dojin collection that comes from that. I mean, I even to the point where I believe in like Comic Kit and stuff, the Fate series, as far as Dojin numbers are concerned, has surpassed some of the standing top topics like Counter Collection and Love Live.
the problem
and
is
all that
porn
stuff.
pushes industry. Too.
Of course it
So
does.
it's-
Of course it does.
It's
Well,
like you're not gonna do anything about it. It's there.
It's a
And-
given rule that like if you animate something, it's gonna get looted.
It's
Well,
literally
like, no
Rule
matter
34.
I bet you there's no anime that doesn't have at least one lewd out there.
I think everything does.
Yeah.
I'd be hard pressed to say that
Yeah.
you can probably pick out anyone and you'll find a Dojin somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I guess what we're trying to say is like we understand where they're coming from in the request, but that's all they're going to be able to accomplish really is a
But
request.
the problem
They're
is
just doing this to cover their bases. You know what I mean?
And
It's
that's
like,
possible.
we
I
told
guess that's
them not
possible.
to,
We
'cause
told
they're
them not
still doing
to.
it. Those
yeah.
crazy kids.
they
making
are afraid
porn.
of their rights, like that they could be taken away, that they won't be able to use certain horses because they'll be scared that their horse is going to be looted or
I
in
wonder-
some weird representation of it.
They could just swap the first letter of each of their names, like Weschel Peak.
Weschel Peak.
Is
Easy.
is it the actual owners of the horses that are pushing it, or is it the
No, it's more
Like,
the
who's
the
talking?
anime.
Who's
It's
like,
the
who's
actual
wanting
company.
this?
It's like the owners.
Well, it's the company.
or is it the
because
company talking for the owners? Is what I'm trying
basically
to
it's
get
the company. So far, what I can see is the company talking for the owners because they put up a video talking about the new game that they're putting up, and during that video, they basically asked all the people to stop it if they could.
Which is, I
Yeah.
can pretty much guarantee at that point, as soon as the panel was over, everyone went and then looted.
Yeah.
Like
well, if
every
you told me not
horse.
to do something,
I'ma
it's gonna
do it.
Yeah. It's
When you're talking about a community, especially in America, like a community as absolutely memey as the anime community, like they instantly went and looted like pretty much every horse in the show.
and they're so cute. Why would you not loot them?
Yeah.
Exactly. Point taken. And so that covers all of our news articles that we're going to talk about this episode. Yes.
Pretty much. Well, I guess the only other thing you could talk about would be Japan and their Airbnbs, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
good luck on
glory
that if
be.
you're
I
gonna
don't-
go to Japan.
Ooh, yeah, I don't. That'd be so awkward.
What?
Just like an Airbnb in Japan, I guess.
No, it's not. It's not. So okay. So the big thing and why he brought it up. So Japan recently has passed a few laws requiring any form of like I don't want to call them housing establishments. It's more like the Airbnb type establishments, and it's just it just provides more, I
Rules.
guess, rules and restrictions and stuff. So for instance, people, let's say, that post their apartment on Airbnb and stuff like that, It's like it's requiring them to get certain permits the same way hotels would,
Oh,
and all this other stuff. So, as of right now, I mean, the law is either in place already or will be within the week. It's probably already in place.
It's in place.
It's already in
yeah.
place, right? And a good like 80% of the Airbnbs are just poof, gone, vanished because they didn't meet the criteria that was under this new law.
Some of them they're not going to be able to because some of the rules are, I'd say, very restrictive, but which is fine. But you're also kind of making everyone have to deal with hotels at this point.
Well, and that's probably kind of part of it as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point you probably had hotel companies lobbying for something like that to be in place because of loss of business and stuff like that.
New York is also trying to push this law. I just read the other day, so
Yeah.
I
it's
can
gonna be
only
moving
imagine.
around.
Yeah, so
I can only imagine.
yeah, so it's probably for the same reasons then. And I know they've come up with different reasons and stuff, and they stated it, like there's a few safety concerns, both for the people staying at these establishments, for the people living around them. I mean, I remember I read once that one of the things that they were going for is, so in a lot of cases, for instance, I as a person who's went there and has been in an Airbnb over there, it's like, so people will put out their apartments and you can chill in the apartment. It's great, you know, you can have a washer and dryer and stuff there as well. But so the owner is nowhere near this point of establishment. I think one of the new restrictions too is that the owner has to be, I can't remember how close they have to, like within like 400 meters or something.
It's really close.
Yeah.
It's basically you're living there or you're
Exactly.
not.
And so most of the time what it is you're opening these apartments to a whole bunch of foreigners and stuff. And obviously different people are different in their choices and stuff, and they do different things. And I know that there's some citizen complaints about the neighboring apartments about either, you know, noise ordination or all this other things that happen when you get a whole bunch of rowdy foreigners on vacation in another country. And I know that's some of the arguments they brought up as well, but in most cases it's probably a business side of things, especially on the side of on the side of hotels and all that now, and everything else is just probably an afterthought.
I think it's Osaka or Kobe, one of those places that they can't run them out during holiday seasons.
Yeah, no, Kyoto's the big one.
there you
Kyoto's the big one. Like you can't have them on weekends or holiday seasons and stuff like that. So they're fine tuning it down.
The weekend's not too bad as a traveler because you're like, yeah, you're gonna be there the whole time, so you just have to find something for the weekend, I guess. But you know, if you're not traveling around, or if you actually live out there and you want to travel out there for just the weekend, you're gonna have to get a hotel probably.
Yeah, but I mean, I think most people that use Airbnbs and stuff like that are more on the foreign, like tourism side of things.
Oh yeah, well,
Anyway,
Japan's
but-
also had an influx of tourists these past couple of years. I was reading that it's like 50% more or something like that.
Jesus.
And they've been kind of lobbying for it too. They like the tourist industry. So yeah, so that's another thing that's another thing there that's really interesting from that side of things. And so that concludes all the new stuff we have going on and all the things we're going to talk about on that side. Now, to talk about stuff this season, this wonderful season. So I would love to get everyone's input on what they're watching, what they love. I know there's some differences, I think, in what we're watching a little bit this season, maybe, or we're all just watching the same things. But yeah,
I feel like I've been sitting and watching the most here.
possibly. But
I was I don't know how many shows were you watching for us?
Give me a second. Let me count. If someone wants to start, though.
all right, so if we're gonna start the season, I mean, we have our continuing series that we're obviously still going through. Like for instance, Darling in the Franxx is a big one that we're all still going through, and it's a good show. I mean, recent updates of it are interesting to say the least. And
Oh my god, I didn't watch the episode today.
I'm 3
Yeah.
episodes behind,
I
so
haven't watched for like 3 weeks.
I don't want spoilers in general. So if we can keep it just to
Yikes, Forrest,
Spoiler
you're
free.
missing some big boy shit right now.
I know. Well,
Was it
next
gone completely off the wall.
I'm gonna say probably next week is the last episode for the season, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't
probably.
think it's going to go any further, and I think the show's slated for either 24 or 25. So I believe Actually, we might only have one episode left.
That's what I'm
In
saying.
general,
I
that might
think
be it.
next week is
Finale.
the last
This
one.
this week is 22. I'm looking at
AKA
it right now.
dating
Oh,
the
then
podcast.
okay, and then we would have so we would have
Two
two
three
more.
Has it been reaching a pinnacle, or is it?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll take that as a.
Yes.
'Cause
$100%.
I'm still like right when they get taken out of the bird cage.
Oh,
Like,
no,
that's the
there's-
last
my
episode.
God.
Oh,
I'm
good
pretty
boy.
behind.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Good lord, man! It shit hit the fan.
Holy shit, that's.
Um.
I didn't want to sleep tonight anyway. I guess I'll watch that. That's fine.
It's okay. You don't need to sleep.
It's all good. It's all good.
I don't know. At the moment, I'm following currently live ongoing shows. I'm following. I have 16.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Hell, dude.
What
How
are you watching?
You want me to list
Let's
them
go.
all?
Let's go. List.
Let's
Let's
start-
go.
let's
Let's
start
get
with
this
number
list.
one and we'll see.
Okay, so I'm gonna just start from the top. I mean, some of them are finished, to be fair, like
Yep.
Uma Musume and stuff. But I was following 16. So there's Black Clover, Darling in the Franxx, Megalobox, Uma Musume, Dances with Dragons, My Sweet Tyrant, Boku no Hero, Gun Gale Online, Love to Light Angle, Hinamatsuri, Caligula, Shokugeki no Soma, Crossing Time, Yotsuito Biori, Lost Storage, High School DxD. Those are the
Damn.
So
I
wait,
didn't
wait,
realize
you're,
watching so much.
wait, you're keeping up with all of those?
yeah. Some of them are finished,
Yeah, most of
Well,
them
yeah,
are,
yeah,
'cause
most of them
this
are
is
on
the last week for
but
most
no,
of them.
I was keeping up with all
Yeah,
of
I'm
those.
only at 10.
That's.
I think I've been watching like maybe half of those.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them we've been watching.
I mean, some of them are shorties, like My Sweet Tyrant, Love to
Oh,
Light Angle,
yeah.
and Crossing Time. They're like 3-minute
it's
episodes.
true.
Talking about those short
Oh,
ones,
okay.
the Tyrant one is funny as shit.
Dude, My Sweet Tyrant is so fucking good for a short show. I love
wish
it.
it was longer. I wish they didn't like deal with the like minute and a half opening. It's a 3-minute show, so like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Of it's like
Is
Filler.
song?
Oh god, it's so good. That was so fucking wholesome.
It's funny because with those 3-minute ones, like most of the time you're watching, you're like, why is this not a full show? It's like,
Well,
why?
Really,
the
like,
Yuri show is so good.
Love to Light Angle
But-
makes me feel things.
It's so good. It's so funny. The only issue is, I think everyone hates it because it's like a 5.5 on my anime list.
Really?
Fuck them. They
Yeah.
you know what?
Everyone hated
You know
it.
what? They don't understand culture.
Oh my
shit.
gosh!
They're
Yuri,
uncultured
good
fucking
lord.
swine. Listen, it's just some precious, wholesome ass 3-minute episodes of Yuri. Just come on, man. Give me a
It's
fucking
True.
break.
It's all
I'm
I
gonna
need.
name one of the really shitty ones I'm watching. That's also short. It's called Alice or Alice.
What
I
is-
think it's like a 5-minute show.
Isn't this like the incest show?
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah,
the animation is shit. The story is shit.
yikes.
I'm gonna have to say it's probably the worst one I've been watching this season.
Yikes.
Ooh,
I don't
Good
even
lord.
want to know more about it. Actually,
Yikes.
never mind.
It's fine.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, so I don't know which show are we all watching? Like, I just
Well, I
listed
know-
off pretty much
okay,
everything.
so I know
for
we're all
spring.
watching Darling.
Yeah.
Boku no Hero. I mean, I know what's going on because
manga. I
The-
think have all
yeah.
of us read the manga?
No.
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 Us two haven't.
Yeah, they
Oh
have.
my
It's
god!
just, it's just me and you, Josh.
You boys
me
are
and
in
you.
for something
I
neat.
know I don't want to read it, but I also really haven't started this season because I just want to binge it. I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, it's
right
pretty
after.
much over now.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
season's
Oh,
pretty
did
much
it
up.
end?
Yeah, so you can
Okay.
you can just blast through it.
Today
I'm
was
gonna hate my
episode
life.
50.
Yeah,
So-
and that was the last one. It just right.
Right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the last one. So
Well,
I'll probably list the ones that
For
I
now.
don't think you've said.
I mean, we can't talk about Darling.
that's.
No, well, I
would-
don't also want to spoil too much.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could probably go into a little bit like on story points and stuff, but I think that's something we should. That's a thing I'll probably save until it's finally over. It's said and done.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, we only have like
Just have a
week or two.
watch-a-thon before it.
Yeah, and finish it
kind of.
off.
Yeah, we'll just
What
watch
else
it.
are we all watching? So
Anybody watching Comic Girls?
yes.
Are you
Wait,
watching Comic
what?
Girls?
What?
So it's a full show, but it's 12 episodes long where 4 girls live in a dorm making manga.
Oh yeah.
It's
Another
so
one.
Wholesome.
That's true. Another one I forgot to mention. I actually removed it off my list because it did finish. Was Magical Girl Ore though.
I only saw. I wanted to watch the
Oh.
Transformation Seekers.
Is that,
So did you watch
It's
the whole
so good.
thing?
Yeah, I
It's-
did.
It's the one where the magical girl is obviously a girl,
turn
But
into
she-
super buff men.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the guys that cosplayed them both. Oh my god, this shit was so good. Are we all watching Megalobox?
Yes.
I've watched a couple episodes. Yeah.
Show's
Megalobox
fucking
is
amazing.
dope
It's
as
so
hell.
hype. Right now, I'm one episode. Like this episode just came out. I'm behind on it, but
It feels bad, man, because there's no fighting or anything in it,
But it's just the hype.
I know.
but
Well,
it's pretty hype.
all I'm gonna say about the show is the opening. The first time I heard it was okay, but the farther you go into it, the more hype the opening gets to me.
Yeah.
It grows
Yeah.
on you, and then
Yeah.
you're
Yep.
at the end. You're just like,
You're
yeah,
like, yeah,
Yep.
Wolf, punch him in the face.
Yep.
He
yeah.
doesn't have a fist.
I mean, as far as that show's concerned, I mean, I love the animation style. For
Yeah.
instance, as a diehard fan of Bebop and like Samurai Champloo and that age of shows, I mean, it is just brilliant.
it's so good.
Absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would actually do a show in that animation style anymore. And then that came out, I was like, this might be my show for the season.
It's
Yeah,
it's
but-
just so good. I mean, from music choice to just story pacing's amazing for only like the 12 or 13 episode show that it's going to be. Good lord, it's just paced so well. It's just good. It's just Megalobox is amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. You
So
should
good.
watch it. Everyone should watch it.
I'm gonna go on to the SAO. What do you think of it, Josh? Because I know SAO in general is hit and miss on most communities.
I'm not. I wouldn't say it's hit or miss. I would say it's shit and shit. But that's just my own personal opinion.
Of the new show or the
No,
the original,
not-
the original,
The
original.
the seasons 1 and S.
2
Yeah, I know.
all
Oh,
Yeah.
but so this season.
No,
what do you
so
think?
so this original show, I actually do enjoy it.
I know it started off pretty slow. It was basically PUBG Online that
Yep.
they showed,
Holy
Yep.
crap.
but
I just I like the characters outside of their game.
yeah,
Outside of the game, like so Len is just this really small, cute pink devil, but on the outside of the game,
Her outfit's
it's like
so good.
it's a middle-aged teacher,
Oh yeah,
and
it's so funny to also think that sometimes they just literally animate the gun as a person. It's
That's
got
true.
eyes and shit, and it's like it's okay, and you're like, what the fuck is going
well,
on?
I mean, yeah, they name them. So I enjoy the show. I was a little apprehensive, like just because of the monstrosity that is
Well, it's
Sword Art
Well,
Online.
it's a different writer. I mean, so the person doing this spin-off is the same author as Kino's Journey. So, I mean, and that's a pretty well acclaimed series in its own right,
yeah.
and it's pretty well either if you've seen its original run way back when or its newer sequel that came out recently. But he's a pretty well established writer, and he went out of his way to be able to do this as the gun enthusiast obsessionist that the man is. And then we get this. So obviously story pacing's a lot different, characterization's a lot different, and you could just see a better we'll say more experienced, but just a better author in general.
I'm probably gonna end with that. That I know this show is different. It's also like, I don't know. It's not as, I guess it's happier at certain points, but these like the last 3 episodes have been getting pretty dark.
Yeah.
Is all I could say. It changed from.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it.
Like yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, it's just good pacing of it. What's another show I think we're all going
Hinu
through?
Matsumi.
Yeah, thank God.
The
I was
amazingness
I
that
was
is
about to say,
Hinamatsuri.
like, if everyone in this room says that they still aren't watching it, like I asked like 5 weeks ago, I would be so fucking sad, because Hinamatsuri is probably my show of the season, actually.
Oh,
I-
really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I'm 1 episode behind. I think I'm
I-
1 episode behind on everything basically.
I just really like. I love.
All I can say is that blonde-haired chick, wholesome as
Anzu,
shit.
Oh
Anzu's
my
so
the
God!
wholesome.
best.
Protect.
Anzu is
Eh,
the best
Protect
character.
Anzu at all
It
costs.
hurts when she's on screen so much. It's like, I want to give you a head pat.
But the type of comedy that they actually use in the show, which is super heavily reliant on audio cues, the actual voice acting, and of course like
Animation.
the facial animations, pretty much a la My Bride is a Mermaid. Like that shit is just so good to me, and Hinamatsuri was phenomenal. I
so
love
good.
it. Hina as a character is such like a great comedy character.
It's just such a good show. I
But
mean,
so is Nita. So it's kind of, you know.
well, obviously, it's the play off of each other that makes it just so great. And I mean, all the other characters, all the side characters, it all just builds this like great, wonderful chemistry, this synergy between everyone. It just makes the show fucking hilarious.
Yep. I love it.
Hinamatsuri's amazing. It's
It
great.
sure is.
10 out of 10.
Would
Pat the head again.
recommend. Would head pat.
Yes, definitely.
So going on to Horse Girls, I guess.
Ah, yeah, here we
The
go.
Uma Musume.
I'm very behind on this. 'cause
How?
Because it's stressful as shit to
It's
watch.
over.
Holy crap.
The
I know.
show has ended.
It just ended. It
Oh
ended
my
like
god.
a few days ago.
Forrest.
I know, I'm behind. Deal
It's
with
okay,
it.
so am I. No
Me
big deal.
too, don't worry.
Wait,
But-
am I the only one that's finished it?
Yeah, I
like
think
watched
you-
episode 13?
I think you are the only one that's finished it so
Yeah.
far.
I think
All right.
me and you are about at the same point, right, Forrest?
Yeah,
I think
'cause
we
we
stopped
started-
watching it
Yeah,
together.
I think we're all about the same point, except for Josh.
Well,
But all I could say, I think we're like 7-8 episodes in, maybe.
Yeah.
oh my
I know,
god.
I think we
know.
were into the teens. I'm not sure though.
There's
No?
only like 13 episodes.
Alrighty then. Well, what about a show that I should hope that we're all caught up on?
What's that?
Good old High School DxD.
I think you're the only one. Because
Yeah.
so see
Oh,
personally,
man. All right.
I was waiting for it to finish so I could binge
Okay.
it. So I wasn't simulcasting it.
So how is
Alright.
it so far either way?
I like it. I mean, it's High School DxD. Like, you're either gonna really like it or you're just gonna.
I heard the
hate it.
animation style is like way different and stuff than the original run, and
I wouldn't.
And they
I
ca-
wouldn't call it way different.
and they kind of retconned stuff
I mean,
because they wanted to go a little more in line to what the light novels did, other than the deviations that were made mainly in like season 3 of it.
I honestly I like it regardless. I mean, like I say, I think it's one of those shows that you're gonna like all the way through, or you're just not gonna like all the way through.
Let me ask the real question.
Plus hashtag Opie Dragon
The real question is it still censored?
on Crunchyroll. Yes, on Kiss Anime. No.
Yeah, buddy.
You mean those sites that we cannot talk about?
Yeah, those ones. Yeah, those ones.
I mean,
Yeah,
on
those ones.
Crunchyroll, yes, it is.
Ah, damn, Crunchyroll.
Yes, it is.
It's okay. Crunchyroll may have it uncensored one day. They have a few shows that are uncensored.
They do. They
Wink,
do
wink.
actually.
Just not the ones that matter.
God damn it.
Oh my
I don't know.
god.
Have you not seen the Dank Nasty show?
The Dank Nasty show so good.
Are you guys talking about To Love Ru?
No, not To Love Ru. No,
Oh,
To
okay.
Love Ru is a Dank Nasty show on its own, but I don't know if that. No, I think that is censored on Crunchyroll.
I still
No.
haven't seen it.
What is it?
I
It's
still
it's
have-
it's
I haven't
a, it's
seen
a
it either,
short
Forrest.
it's a short show. It's like my wife's the student council president.
Yep, that's it.
It's like a 10 minute show. 10-minute episode, something like that.
Yeah,
10,
there's
15
two
minute episodes.
seasons. You got like 3 girls, but best girl, student president.
Yeah.
Bucho.
Yeah, no, I'm agree with that one. So,
Why are
but
you?
but yes, that's another really good show in that sense. But and that they also have both censored and uncensored versions of that on Crunchyroll as well.
On Crunchyroll, damn.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
there's that. So yeah, so that's not the
Crunchyroll
only
needs to get with the fucking times.
one. They do. I mean,
Surprised they're not.
and it's funny too because they have a lot of shows that are just like heavy
Well, my
on the
question
edgy
is,
side of things.
well, the
Let-
question is there an 18 like bar?
No,
like-
I don't think so.
Oh.
Because I
Wait,
guess
what?
the only thing I can understand, like, is there a age restriction at any point?
Where?
No,
Oh,
there
no,
isn't.
that's
No,
wrong
that's
if
why
there
he's
is.
asking.
Because
Yeah.
if there isn't, I could see there being an issue. With
there's not though.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
why.
See, that could be the reason why, because it's meant for all audiences. That'd
I
be
guess
my
I guess
only
that's
argument.
true. I guess that's true. I mean, the most popular shows on Crunchyroll are shonens, so I guess
Yeah,
They will
actually, they
always
all
be.
are.
and you technically don't have to pay for Crunchyroll, so I guess that makes.
Well, I think you
Makes
you do have to
sense.
pay for the non-censored ones, is what I saw before.
Oh, really? You have to be a premium member to
Yeah,
watch
for the
to watch them
uncensored
uncensored?
stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so why can't I do that with my High School DxD? Let me just watch my uncensored harems.
But I can't.
I heard it's like in an order and how the studio released it as well
Weak.
and how that works. But I don't know.
'Cause
It's,
that normally
it's-
comes out later anyway.
Yeah,
the uncensored version.
it usually does. They usually pump out the censored version first.
I guess.
But I mean, that's usually how that one works out.
Whatever. Cam, what are you watching, my guy?
I want to hear about the Steins Gate. Tell me about the Steins Gate.
So has anyone else here watched it?
Nope,
Nope.
only you.
It's just you.
All right, well,
Teach
Give
us.
us a
First
little
off,
description here.
description.
Well, Steins
so,
Gate Zero. Sorry.
Steins Gate Zero. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we all seen the original.
Josh, have you seen Steins Gate?
No.
You piece of shit.
Wait, you haven't seen
You
the
piece of
original?
shit.
No, I
Let
haven't.
me tell you. All right, so
I guess we're gonna
How-
have to do that as
are
our
you
first
gonna-
watch club.
Whatever.
okay, so where should I start? Should I just start giving a brief synopsis? Of
Sure.
what's-
I mean, you
Well,
really
so
don't have to.
most
Like, just
people
talk
already-
about Zero. I
All
mean,
right, well,
I'm
I'm
the
gonna do
minority
it anyway,
here.
motherfucker. Just so Josh can know what's up.
Yikes.
So Steins Gate Zero kind of takes place. It's a midquel, I guess is the best word for it.
It's a different dimension, basically.
It's an alternate ending. I think they released a different ending for the main anime, if I'm correct, right? They had like a 24B sort of
Yes.
thing
Yes,
that
yes,
leads
there-
into
yes.
Steins Gate Zero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
They had the happy ending and the true ending.
yeah. So what happened? So basically, it's if he was just kind of like a little bitch at the end of it, and he's like, I don't wanna, and it goes into Steins Gate
Well,
Zero without as many spoilers.
So what I've heard is I kind of don't want to spoil the way that the end of the show, the original
Yeah.
show works.
Yeah, trying to spoil
But
anything.
but at the end of the show, he learned something from so the show deals with time travel. We'll just get that out of the way. It deals with time travel, and so the main character learns something from a character that who experienced all the horrible things
oh,
in the series, right? And so the Steins Gate Zero is from the point of view of that character. Because the way it works, if you watch it, I'm pretty sure is what I understood and how they announced it, is so the happy ending the ending that you get out of the original Steins Gate is because of everything that runs through in Zero.
yeah. So I've actually played the visual novel for Zero.
Well, yeah.
and the original visual novel. So yeah, that is something. It gets kind of funky how it interconnects. Like certain
Yeah.
things have to happen in Steins Gate Zero for Steins Gate to get the actual ending.
Yeah.
If it gets really funky, and I don't even know how they're gonna work it into anime because from what I know, it's at least 2 endings you have to get the real ending of Steins Gate.
Well, I mean,
It's-
at least as far as
I just don't know how because it's going to be a linear storyline. It's not going to have
it's not going to have all the different
different
endings
routes or whatever. I don't
yeah.
know how they're going to seamlessly put it into one thing. I actually haven't watched it for like a week or two, I believe. So when I stopped watching it, it started getting a little funky from my standpoint, where I'm like, oh, they're kind of borrowing from different endings here.
Well, and that's usually what they do too. I mean, if we're going to take another example of another famous VN conversion, we look at the Fate Stay Night series and how they borrow from their VN, and obviously that's also a VN that has a whole bunch of different routes and all this stuff as well. But for each of the individual main route lines, they've kind of interconnected a little bit of everything that the VN had. So it's probably going to end up in the same way. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's kind of what they did with the original Steins Gate run as well.
So
kind of.
Steins Gate 1 was a lot more linear. So how it would go is, so you get, say, the first ending, it's, Sezuha's ending is the first ending you can get. Literally, it's kind of a yes or no if you want the game to end. If it doesn't, it goes on to Ferris's ending. And from Ferris's ending, it goes on to Luca's and so on and so forth. Steins Gate Zero has branching paths is the only way I could put it. So say you don't answer a phone call, that puts you on a different tree where you can get 3 different endings compared to if you did answer a phone call, which puts you on a different set of 3 endings, and then multiple choices from then on. It trees out and branches.
See, what I think
to the
they'll
different
probably
ones.
do is they'll probably just, obviously they'll choose one ending. They'll probably choose the true ending like they normally do. But if they do keep going on with it, I don't know how Steins Gate Zero will end. But they could either have it as like a continuation, or they'll just end it on this.
Or they can pull the School Days and they'll find the worst ending and then animate that.
Yeah, they'll probably do that. I know, actually, they're actually releasing a Steins Gate Elite, which is, I think it's basically they just put the
isn't it
the
just
animation
like a
over. They just put the animated, the actual anime, and they use the audio from the visual novel. And I remember I was digging around on YouTube, and I think it was actually like a pachinko machine. It was fucking. They animated all the different endings. I only watched it for like 20 seconds. So
What are they? Are they Konami now?
Oh my
Just
goodness.
Yeah.
going hard
It
on
was
the pachinko
weird.
machines.
Who needs anime?
I
when you have
remember.
pachinko?
I'm not even sure if it was a pachinko. I just remember I was like looking up random Steins Gate stuff, just trying to figure out like how to get the different endings and whatever. Just to get like the main ending in Steins Gate 1, it's like convoluted.
Cam,
Yeah.
when we go to Japan, you're gonna be screwed. Because if there's a Steins Gate pachinko machine with a different story,
We're going to Akibara, right?
yes.
Yeah, that's where
Akihabara.
that's where
Actually,
Steins Gate takes place.
Yeah,
so.
actually, it's kind of cool. I mean, so there used to be an old government building. I believe that's there. Well, the building with the time machine that that crashes into in the original Steins Gate.
Studio.
I mean, so that building is no longer standing. They redid it because of structural issues. But when the anime came out a little bit after that, before they tore down the building, they actually put a giant one of the time machine looking
the
things.
one that crashed.
Yeah,
down?
crashed into it.
That's cool.
They actually built that and had that there
But,
before they tore down the building because of all that.
so
That's another cool thing there.
to add to Steins Gate Zero, from what I've watched of it, I'm actually enjoying it a lot more than the visual novel because I had some issues with Steins Gate Zero. From what I remember, they used the same artist. I've already talked to you guys about this numerous
Yeah,
times.
that's fine.
Yeah, but they used the same artist, but he's done it a couple years after it, so his art style changed, which is fine. So all the characters look different entirely, but sometimes in it they borrow from old CGs or some original
so it's like-
CGs I've never seen, but are in the old art style.
So it's like a mix of
So
stuff.
yeah, it's a mix of art styles. So something I really dig with Steins Gate Zero, it's a cohesive art style throughout of it. And I'm like, because it ruins. I guess this is the immersion is like like they show like Mary, like she's like in a schoolgirl outfit, which is it's very akin to the Steins Gate 1 art style because it has a kind of a funky art style. If you've never seen it, it looks a little different compared to the anime. And then the Steins Gate Zero, like the new characters that he designs are a bit more I guess
Streamlined.
anime. Yeah,
Yeah.
Finished.
It's newer.
it looks. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it.
Because
I
obviously
think-
art styles change throughout time, and
Yeah.
even the same artists have
Yeah.
different styles.
He's just changed it, but yeah. So I'm really enjoying it because it's just same thing throughout it.
Yeah.
And that's probably about all I can add. I really like Steins Gate. I'm hoping that with this, I know they're releasing Steins Gate Zero on Steam. I hope they release some more localizations of the other games, even though I'm not. I think there's like 3 other games.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of feel that way about a lot of light novels,
Yeah. And there's
visual
also
novels and stuff like
Light
that.
novels. There's apparently a fuck ton of Steins Gate stuff that might just all be trash, to be honest. But there's a lot of it, like CD dramas and stuff. Like there's a lot. Like I was looking through like all the media. I'm like, who even consumes this?
Welcome to fan service.
Yeah, for
It'll be
reals,
there
though.
forever.
So and that's another show that's this season and stuff, and it's kind of cool this season where it's kind of coming to a close. So we get to kind of see how a lot of these shows come to rest and stuff like that.
I'd like to hear, like, I don't know, our top 2, top 3 of the season right now. I'm going to say season as in...
including ongoing or just
I wanna
season
say-
Or, like,
specific.
one
just
quitters.
season specific. If it goes
Okay.
to, like, past 20 or past 12 and it goes in towards next season, you can still count it. I'm just not
Okay.
going to count, like, Darling.
Okay.
Because I know most of ours will have that in it, so I want to get rid
Actually, I don't even know if I'd have that in it.
Has it been getting that weird?
At this
Jesus.
point.
Well, it's still good, but there's
I
so
mean,
many good shows.
compared to
out
other
right now.
stuff this season, I don't know if I'd still keep it in my top 2. I guess.
So I'd say top 2, top 3, if you can't choose 2.
If you can't choose 2, choose 3.
Yeah, why not? 'Cause sometimes it's hard to choose between
Got 'em.
second and third place. Is what I meant.
Got him.
I mean, for me, it's super easy. I'll probably have Megaloboxing 1 and Hinamatsuri 2nd, and that's just. I mean, I love them for very different reasons, but I'm a diehard fanboy of a lot of the animation style from like the 90s, late 80s kind of dealio, and just the way the story works and everything. I don't know. I feel like I enjoy it.
See, I'll do my top 2. it's going to be pretty similar, but it's Megaloboxing, obviously, number one. And then I'm going to go with Comic Girls, actually. Because
Ooh.
it's so cute, so wholesome. I love the draw in general. And, you know, I feel like I'm main character, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Cute, little pink-haired girl, I guess.
That's
No.
exactly what you are,
Hey.
Forrest. Don't let anyone else tell you different.
Sweet.
Forrest, if you keep this up, SWAT's gonna come to our door.
Oh, shit. I'll see you guys later.
Get the microwave.
All right, Mr.
He's Forrest, not me, I swear.
Mr. Cam.
As little of Megalobox I've watched, I actually really dig it. I actually, with Eddie, I don't know, the art style looks more gritty to me. Is the only way it has a lot more browns in it. I really dig that. I guess I'm not sure if it's because I also kind of grew up. My mom watched fucking Bebop, Cowboy Bebop and all those other shows when I was growing up. But I do that, and is Una Musume in this?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, let's do that too. I do dig me some.
What?
Do dig me
Force
some.
Girls are
Fucking
so good.
Steins Gate's not in your top two?
I didn't know if that's just a given.
That's this
Well,
season.
that
That's-
doesn't, we don't
that's-
count Steins
that's
Gate
just
for
like
him.
that's
It'd be like
that's just a way of life.
It's like
That's
how I
like-
think next season Zoku Wari Monogatari comes out. I mean, that instantly,
That won't count.
instantly number
Do
one.
you
See,
is
I-
it like the number one part of your day, like breathing and still being alive, or is it, or do you just like, oh, that's still cool?
No, that's secondary.
That's secondary.
Yeah.
'Cause
Don't
that's-
think about it.
I feel like that's just a part of like my daily
Yeah.
thing now. Is like I just consume stupid amounts of Steins Gate media, and then
It's
I
like-
do other
sounds
things.
about
in
right.
It's like
between
real
that.
life when you don't think about blinking. Now you gotta blink.
And then I'm like,
I
I-
screwed all you guys.
it's like when
Nothing
you
about
get
blinking.
sick and you're like, man, I really miss not being sick. You like not having this head cold. It's like, man, I really wish I had more Steins Gate in my life, and then I somehow do. I don't
Oh,
know how.
boy.
It's
Ar-
awesome.
All right, Joshy boy.
Man, you're last. It should be easy.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is that I'm a little bit torn just because
You can
like,
just throw them in together. That's why we're here.
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, Hitamatsuri actually comes first for me. I have
Okay.
decided.
That would have been number 3 for me, I think.
It's just, it's so fucking good. For second, yeah, I'll probably have to say, Megalobox. I mean, those two really are just kind of the probably the most standout shows I think of the season. I just wanted to point out though that honorable mention Uma Musume should get one because I think most of us, or for sure at least myself, but I think most of us started that show almost like a meme
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
was
That's
like
what I did.
because I mean everyone's seen Monster Musume, right? And
Yeah,
we're like,
that's
okay,
actually my
Monster
shit.
Girls, that's tight.
That
But
show's
then
so good too.
you see something like Uma Musume, and you're like, Horse Girls. Wait, like Horse Girls? Like they
See, the
they
problem
run.
is- We're going back to the problem with the not looting. Almost everything that's like a monster girl is looted.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And
Well, of
the
course.
horse girls was like,
Well, that's why I say like I feel like we started Uma Musume as like a meme because we're like, wait, these are actual horse girls. They have horse ears, they have horse tails, and they run in fucking derbies.
well, it's the tail.
And
too.
then we started it, and I watched it every week like religion, as it turned out.
But it's
so...
but it's like a perfect combination of just like weeby things. I mean,
But it's a sports anime.
yeah,
It is a
yeah,
sports
exactly. So
anime.
you have like the cute girls doing cute things. You have a sports anime.
With the
It's a
hypeness.
Yeah, it's a freaking idol anime.
Oh, I
True.
forgot about the singing. It's so good.
I
I
did
mean,
not see that one coming.
It's
That
just
was a big thing.
it's just like the pinnacle of combinations of just the weeby genres. I mean,
yeah.
so it's just great. It's just great.
The
yeah.
season has so much cute in it. It hurts.
Yep. But yeah, to answer the question originally, Hinamatsuri and Megalobox.
Cool beans.
So Megalobox seems to be in everyone's at least once.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so good.
Because
pretty
it's awesome.
And I have complete and total faith that it's just going to end epically. I mean, and we'll see that in probably
Well, the question
one more
is-
episode, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One to two more. I would
I
say
think it's
one.
only one more.
Question
Probably
is,
just
will
one.
the kid be punched in the face or not?
Why?
Probably
Why
not.
would you punch him in the face? He's dope.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've kind of wanted to punch him in the face before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. But
Anyway.
poor Sachio. No. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything we're kind of going through then this season, kind of within all of us, and we'll probably update it a little bit, and then I'm pretty sure now that all these are coming over, we'll start getting all the announcements for all the stuff coming next season, and what we're super excited for in that season. But that's then, and then we'll focus on that at that point. And so I think we'll just bring this episode to a close here. if everyone's cool with that. And thank you everybody for listening. And this is Anime Talk Radio. Bye.
See you next time.